Hi, this is Thomas with AddEvent, and today I want to introduce you to a tool called Zapier, which allows you to integrate AddEvent with a huge variety of other apps that you might already be using as a part of your workflow. But first, what is Zapier? Zapier is a powerful automation platform that allows you to connect one app with another app or multiple for super complex interactions and powerful automations. So for example, let's say you want to have a calendar event created when you schedule a meeting in Zoom while also firing off a custom response email to the other invitees in Gmail or using MailChimp. And normally you'd have to do a lot of copy and pasting to move the Zoom link over to the email and to add to calendar links to the email and things like that. With Zapier, you can do all of that automatically in the background once you schedule your Zoom meeting. Or for instance, let's say you want to create a new contact in your CRM when an attendee RSVPs for one of your events, which I will show you a little more on later in this video. You can do that with Zapier. It's a very simple and easy to use tool. It works kind of like building blocks. And in this video, I'll walk you through some examples of things you can do with AddEvent and Zapier to kind of just show you the power of combining them together with other things that you might already use. So first, let me explain to you some of the terminology here. So in Zapier, you have two kinds of blocks. You have triggers and you have actions. So triggers are the things that set off the cascade of events that you have set up. So for instance, in AddEvent, we have two main triggers. We have the new RSVP attendee, so when somebody RSVPs to an event you have, or we have a new calendar subscriber, which is self-explanatory. So you can set up using AddEvent one of those two things to trigger a whole bunch of other actions with using both AddEvent and other tools. And then the actions that AddEvent has, these are the things that AddEvent can do in response to other apps. So you can find an event, you can create an event, you can update an event, you can delete an event, and you can create an automatic add to calendar link based on information pulled from other sources in your Zap. So, for example, as you can see on my screen, let's look at sending a contact to your CRM from an RSVP attendee to an event. So you would have the trigger set up like you see here, and you would have it set to, you could have it set to look at a specific event, for instance, one that you've already set up, or you can have it set up like I do to look at all the events on a given calendar in case you have multiple events you're trying to keep track of all at once. And you can set the attendee status, right? Do you want this to trigger for people who are going, who are marked themselves as interested, for people who can't go, or maybe all three, right? And so then you can hit continue, and then you can test your event. And Zapier will pull, if there's something existing for it to pull, it will pull out the data from that, and you can then pass this information forward to your CRM. Now I'm using HubSpot in this case, but you could, again, this applies to pretty much whatever CRM you use as long as it's integrated with Zapier. So like Zoho, for instance. And with HubSpot, you can then take that information and using, say, the title, the name of the person, you can search HubSpot for the contact, and if it doesn't find it, then have it create a new contact. And then you can take that new or found contact and add it to a specific list of people in HubSpot. And then you can just kind of keep going for other interactions, whatever you need your CRM to do in your flow, or add in other apps to the mix. So that's one example. But let's do another one. So let's reset this, and we'll see what if you wanted to say, let's say you're a school and you want to manage a specific, like the booking of a specific resource in the school, like a golf simulator, for instance, or the track or something like that, right? You might like to use a program like Calendly or Appointment Thing that are set up specifically to manage the booking of appointments, right? And they're very good at that. But those programs don't have things like embeddable calendars that you can put on your website to share with students and parents and faculty who might want to see kind of when different things are being used throughout the day at a glance, right? Or in relation to other things going on in the school. So in this case, you would want to link Calendly and Zapier together. And so what we'll do is we'll change this trigger. So in this case, we're using Calendly, right? And for Calendly, we'll say invitee created, right? So those are the two triggers they provide you, an invitee being created or canceled. And we'll hit continue, and you'll link your account, and then you'll go through the process of setting up any kind of details that they need. And then you're going to add an action. And in this case, we're going to go to AddEvent, and we're going to open it up. And we want this to create an event. So this is assuming, let's say you already have a calendar embedded on your school's website somewhere. And we want to, when this gets created, we want to take that data and we want to then create a whole new event in AddEvent onto the calendar that you had selected. So we'll just say calendar, and you can just say find your calendar that you are already using that you want this displayed on, and you can then pass through the data, like the title of the thing that was created in Calendly, the start and end time, the time zone, right? And you can just auto-fill all of these different things out. Is this an RSVP event? Do you want to use a specific landing page template? And then you can add all that data in and continue and test it to see that it runs properly, and then publish it out in the wild, and it will run automatically whenever this trigger occurs. So that is some of the a small section of some of the powerful things you can do with AddEvent and Zapier when you combine them. It's like I said, there's kind of the sky's the limit. If you can connect two apps with Zapier and you can move the data from one thing to the other, you have all sorts of powerful workflows at your disposal. So with Zapier, AddEvent becomes an even more powerful tool for calendar management, and you can slot it directly into your existing workflows without needing to change every other tool you use just because you've started using this new tool. So you simply connect them to AddEvent with Zapier, and suddenly what might once have been hours of manual work or a whole, secretary worth of work becomes automated, and it saves you time and money, freeing you up to dream up your next big event. So I hope you found that informative and helpful. If you need us, or have questions, feel free to reach out to us through our support forms on our website, or send us an email to support@addevent.com. But otherwise, I hope your next event goes great, and take it easy.